Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And today, as we move backwards through the letter H, we are into Bernard Herrmann. We're going to spend some time with Herrmann. I've got a fairly substantial Bernard Herrmann collection. I always collected his stuff. I mean, it's just wonderful. One of the great musical geniuses of the cinema and one of the great composers of the 20th century. And, let's waste no time in talking about some of these fabulous film scores. First, new recording on Varese Sarabande. A lot of these are courtesy of Robert Townsend, the god of film music, the person without whom so much of this amazing legacy would simply be lost or neglected or ignored. It's just we owe him an interminable debt of gratitude, an endless gratitude. And we have right here, yay, the day the earth stood still. Oh, this is wonderful. You know, one of the things that's amazing about Bernard Herrmann is how much music he gets into tiny little segments. You know, most of his cues are quite short, but he's often amelodic. He uses sequences and little harmonic motifs, and they are so atmospheric. I mean, he just instantly grabs you, and draws you in, and you feel even after a minute that just a tremendous amount has happened. It's very rewarding music, considering how short-winded it often is. And this is a wonderful case in point, because the Prelude and Outer Space, it's 1 minute and 42 seconds long. That's all it is. But it's vast. It's outer space. It's huge. It's one of the all-time classic science fiction scores, and a model for what these things should be. He used organs and theremins and lots of harps and all kinds of stuff to try and evoke outer space. And he did it with such unbelievable skill and command. This is an amazing score. But like I said, most of the tracks are, Gort's Rage is 43 seconds long. Captive, 32 seconds. Terror, 1 minute and 48 seconds. Okay, there you go. The farewell is 35 seconds. The finale is 37 seconds. But you want it to go on longer, actually. But it's great. It's great stuff. So, The Day the Earth Stood Still. This is with Joel McNeely and the Scottish National Orchestra, right? That's what most of these productions were. But it doesn't say. Let me see. Produced recording. No, it was recorded at Abbey Road Studios. I guess because it's just such a crazy orchestration. Celia Sheen was the thereminist. And let's see, that's it. Okay, fine. Special thanks to Christopher Husted and John Waxman. Yes, Franz Waxman's son. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous stuff. Then we've got the Battle of Naretva, the original motion picture soundtrack, composed and conducted by Bernard Herrmann with the London Philharmonic. This is it's a relatively short score here. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tracks. Probably about half an hour's worth of music, all told. And there's no total timing here, but I'm just sort of guesstimating based on the back. And it's a battle thing. It's got all kinds of marching around going on. And you have a special prelude, special bonus here, bonus track, Danica's theme, conducted by Roland Shaw. So there it is. Okay, that's nifty. Here's that one. Oh, yes. And then Jane Eyre on Naxos with the Slovak Radio Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Adriano. This was Herrmann's Meat and Potatoes. Remember, he did an opera on Wuthering Heights. So the Brontes were his thing. And Jane Eyre, oh, what fun Jane Eyre is. That's the spooky Gothic romance about, a governess who goes to take care of, Rochester, and, he has the crazy wife locked in the attic. Her name's Gertrude. She goes wandering through the house trying to set it on fire. Oh, it's just fabulous. And this is where we got into, phrenology and all of that stuff, because in the 1850s, people believed in that. You know, Rochester has a brother-in-law who's crazy Gertrude's brother, and they're all insane and crazy because they have weak chins. You know, I never forget that. You know, you have to have big foreheads, but if your chin is weak, that means you're going to wind up in an asylum or something like that. Anyway, the music is fabulous, and it's a quite extensive score, 68 minutes of wonderful, dark, brooding, romantic, yummy music. It's just delicious. Absolutely delicious. What's this one? Taxi Driver! Oh, Robert De Niro. Sybil Shepherd as Betsy, and Peter Boyle as Wizard. Harvey Keitel. Whoa, Albert Brooks, Jodie Foster. What a cast. What an amazing movie. This was Herrmann's last film. In fact, I think, what was it? He was recording this and finished making the film score recording and died that evening, I believe it was. It was like Christmas. It was just a crazy thing. And what an amazing score and a great film. So we have the original score of Taxi Driver, full of additional interpretations of bits of this. Really, it was would have marked a new era or an epoch in Herrmann's career had he survived, because he had been sidelined for much of the 60s and 70s, and a young bunch of directors were making a comeback and were helping him make a comeback, by the way, who remembered his work and respected it. Yeah, he died December 24th, 1975. And that was it. Okay, and finally, last but not least, Joel McNeely and the Royal Scottish National Orchestra play, there we go, Citizen Kane. This is a Robert Townsend production, a brand new recording of one of the greatest scores to one of the greatest films ever. And what do I need to tell you? It's absolutely genius all the way through. Amazing, especially, the aria from Salambo that Herrmann wrote for Kane's not very capable soprano girlfriend, and the fabulous scene at the dinner table, the variations, and Rosebud, the sled. It's one thing after another, just iconic stuff. So there you have it, the beginning of Herrmann from the Overflow room. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.